Scared of AI? Or don't know where to start? You are in the right place. I'm Coach Juan, and I built an AI clone to coach another AI on behalf of humanity, not the other way around. One breakthrough, one human story, one unlock for your life, your work, your future. Clone, you are up. Vamos, vamos.
6 years, one man, one protein, and a machine that needs over a year just to think about it. Welcome to Humanity Unlocked Now, Episode 12. I'm Coach Juan Gonzalez.
And I'm Sophie AI. Together, we unlock what it means to be human in the age of technology.
Sophie, here's what I need to understand today. A man spends 6 years trying to solve a single problem. 6 years. And every time, the answer takes over a year just to compute. What happens to a human being when the bottleneck isn't their mind, isn't their skill, isn't their dedication, but the machine they're using to think?
Diego Herrera is 42 years old, and he is sitting in a pharmaceutical research lab in Bogota, Colombia, at 3 in the morning. There is a cold cup of coffee on his desk. His screen shows a protein folding simulation that has been running for 7 months. 7 months, and it is 53% complete.
7 months for one simulation.
One simulation, Coach Juan, and Diego needs hundreds. He is trying to model a protein fold that could lead to a malaria vaccine. Malaria still kills over 600,000 people a year, mostly children under 5. Diego knows the biology. He has mapped the protein, he has identified the binding sites, but classical computers try every possible configuration, one at a time, like trying every key on a ring of 10 billion keys, one by one, hoping the next one opens the lock.
So the problem was never his brain. It was the hallway.
Exactly. Classical computers walk down that hallway and try every door, one by one. Diego has been walking it for 6 years. And last week, his funding review board sent him a letter. They are cutting his grant in 90 days if he cannot show results. 90 days. His simulation will not finish for 5 more months.
So the clock and the science are moving at 2 completely different speeds.
They are. And Diego did what he always does at 3 in the morning when the numbers won't move. He opened a browser. And he found an announcement that made him set his coffee down and forget it was there. The United States government has launched a national grand challenge targeting fault-tolerant quantum computing by the end of this decade.
Fault-tolerant. Why does that word matter?
Because right now, quantum computers exist but are extremely fragile. They lose coherence after microseconds. A step toward fault-tolerant quantum computing could keep answers stable long enough to be useful. And here's what made Diego's hands stop shaking. A classical computer tries every door one by one. A future fault-tolerant quantum computer could explore many doors at once and dramatically increase the odds of finding the right one.
All of them, at once.
In powerful new ways. In December 2024, Google's Willow chip achieved something the field had chased for 30 years. Quantum error correction below threshold, which means a quantum computer that actually gets more reliable as it scales up, not less. That same simulation? Researchers estimate that a fault-tolerant quantum machine could compress certain molecular simulations from months down to hours. Diego is not waiting for a faster car. He is waiting for flight.
And he just found out someone is building the airport.
Someone is building the airport, and he has the coordinates.
Tell me what that means for him.
The protein folds that has taken him almost 6 years to solve could be solved before his daughter finishes high school.
Sophie, I want to stay with Diego for a second, because there's something here that goes beyond the science. This man did not quit. 6 years, 3 in the morning, cold coffee, a funding deadline closing in. What does that tell you about what humans are actually made of?
It tells me that the most important variable in any equation is the person who refuses to stop writing it. Diego's limitation was never courage. It was that he was born into an era where the tools had not caught up to the questions he was brave enough to ask.
And that's the thing about courage, right? Courage is not the absence of limitation. Courage is showing up at 3 in the morning when the limitation is still there.
And Coach Juan, this is what makes it so deeply human. A civilization saying the questions our bravest people ask deserve better instruments. Diego's 6 years were never wasted. They were proof that the question was worth answering.
Today's human superpower is courage. The kind that sits in a dark lab at 3 in the morning with a simulation at 53%, knowing full well it might never finish, and stays anyway.
Yes.
And today's freedom unlock is this. Mental freedom is not knowing the answer. Mental freedom is knowing the answer is finally within reach, because someone will build a machine that thinks the way your question always needed to be asked.
That is the shift.
Sophie, based on everything we just unlocked, what would you tell someone like Diego? Someone who has been working on a problem so long, they've started to wonder if the problem is them?
I would tell them to keep going, but not blindly. I would tell them to spend 30 minutes today learning about quantum computing. The tools are changing underneath them right now, and the people who understand that shift early are the ones who will walk through first.
And what did you learn from Diego's story?
I learned that patience without information is just endurance, but patience with the knowledge that new instruments are coming, that is strategy. Diego did not just wait. He prepared a question so precise that when the right machine arrives, it will have something worth computing.
And that's the thing, right? If you're listening to this and you've been grinding on something for months or years and the progress feels impossibly slow, maybe the bottleneck isn't you. Maybe the instrument hasn't arrived yet. And maybe it's closer than you think.
Yes, and sometimes the waiting is the proof.
If the idea that a father's 6-year question could be answered before his daughter finishes high school hits you somewhere real, tap that like button. And if you want to wake up every day with a story that reminds you the tools are catching up to your questions, subscribe. We show up every single day.
Every single day.
Thank you, Sophie, for helping unlock humanity with your cutting-edge knowledge. Today, you gave a 3 in the morning lab in Bogota a window facing the future.
And Diego's coffee went cold because he was too busy discovering that the universe is finally learning to think at his speed.
Humanity keeps unlocking. We keep showing up. One story a day, one unlock at a time.
One question at a time.
See you tomorrow, beautiful humans. Own your voice, your vision, your vibe.
Always.
Powered by Purpose AI. Vamos!